Now let's get to the contact piece. And again, I've stolen most of this stuff. We'll talk about kind of where I got it from. But we want to strike the ball carrier while running full speed. All right, coaching points, hit in the strike zone, be in the Madden circle, and arrive in a bad mood. Okay, so let's talk about that. We call it a devil tackle. I got this literally last year from a Duke clinic from Manny Diaz talking about it. But we teach our kids with this to hit in the strike zone. So what's the strike zone? All right, aim below his shoulders, okay, and above his knees. That's where you tell them players are vulnerable. So if you're a baseball guy, you got to throw a pitch in the strike zone. We got to hit in the strike zone. So we'll show missed tackles to our guys and go, all right, why was this a missed tackle? Well, he hit him too high, coach. He wasn't in the strike zone. No, he went too low at his feet. He's not in the strike zone, coach. So it gives them an aiming point. All right. Madden circle. So when do you teach players to leave their feet? Because at some point they have to, right? You're never just going to stand up and tackle. So we tell them you got to get in the Madden circle. And this is what we stole from Duke of how they teach their players to do it. Because every kid plays Madden, right? And every Madden player has a circle. So draw a Madden circle around the guy you're tackling. And once your feet are in that circle, that's when you can leave your feet because that's when you're leveraged to make a tackle. All right. And so this is how we get out there and we teach it. All right. We get these little things here. I don't know where we got them from, but we have them. You can use a hula hoop, tape it, draw a circle, whatever you do. Right. We just have them fit up in a good tackling position, good posture. Right. One leg forward, fit up, roll your hips forward, and just tackle onto the crash pad. So now we get into having a little equipment. Having a crash pad is a great investment, right? Because it allows us to do stuff like this. But that's the first part of the devil tackle we'll do, right? And during the season, we'll get the thing buzzing. We'll have two groups going, and they start flying through it. But it's teaching them when you're this close to them, right? That's when it's okay to leave. Leave your feet, right? When you're that close to them, when you're in the Madden circle, right? This is a great rep from him. Beautiful tackling technique from him. But it teaches them when it's okay to leave their feet. Because at some point you have to, right? You're never going to hit them square up. All right, so once we kind of get the hang of that, then we'll back them up and they'll make their approach to it. So again, we're kind of just adding in everything, right? We're adding in the angle tackle, the mirror drill. Now we're getting to the fit part of it. All right. But again, watch his feet here to see how good he does. Right. Now he's in the Madden circle, right? He's in the strike zone. We'd like him to not have that little left foot kind of dangle in the air like he does. Right. We want him to run his feet and drive it, but it's great. Great technique right there for the most part. All right. So again, let's see if he's in the circle. We like him to stand in the other circle, but he's a rent a player. He's offensive lineman coming over. All right. Hit him in the strike zone, teaching him where to hit and when to hit. All right. We don't like this one too much because he's at a, we tell our guys, this isn't getting low. This is tipping over. Right. He's tipped right now. He's not low. He needs his butt lower. But he's at least getting the aspect of when it's okay to leave his feet. All right. So when does this show up? Okay. I think it's huge. So that same kid we just showed, this is him the year before. At safety, they throw a screen. It's a monster hit out there. For that running back, he's a stud. Hits the corner. Watch him come down, get in the Madden circle, and that's when it's okay to leave your feet. Right. And he does kind of shimmy down and break down here. I'd like him to run through, but again, it's kind of a feel thing too. We don't teach him to do it, but they got to use it as a skill. But again, let's go back and watch how close he is to the ball when he starts to leave his feet. Right? Like that's the same drill we just did, isn't it? I mean, that's a T. That's literally the same drill we just did. And you're seeing it show up on film. I think that's the most important thing is do these drills translate to a game? Because if they don't, you need to get some new drills. But that's the exact same drill we just did. All right, this is a great one right here. This corner does a great job. All right, so he comes up, right? We're in zone. He sees the ball's handed off, sees it's buck sweep. Ball bounces, right? And he lays a great hit. We'll go full speed. But he put the lick on him. Boom, but look, let's watch the tight. When that ball bounces, let's see how close he is when he gets in the Madden circle. Right. So right there, that's perfect. Tell me that's not the same drill we just did about when to leave your feet and when it's okay to make contact. Again, watch him find and get below the stiff arm, right? Hit him in the strike zone, below the stiff arm, get in the Madden circle, and that's when it's okay to leave your feet, right? So again, find drills that you see all the time. They're out there. Quarterback takes off. A little angry linebackers running full speed. Looks like the little ones that could. Puts a lick on them, right? When do you leave your feet? Once you get in the strike zone. Right there. So you guys look, it's not the best camera work. Right there, getting the strike zone, that's when you attack. Right. But again, teach them. Okay. The popsicle pad is a great investment. All right. I stole this from y'all. Probably have this. The New England Patriots did it with Matt Patricia as the DC, and he showed at a clinic of all of these New England Patriot players hitting the popsicle pad every day for practice and how pissed off they all got doing the same thing. But I think it's the only thing you can use without hitting somebody that can replicate the weight, right, and the force. We go hit the popsicle every day. Every day we hit the popsicle pad, right? We're blessed to have that and have the crash pad, but it's a great investment, right? We like to see the butt, the hips roll, get their pecker on it. All right, so this ain't the best rep because watch his hips. Then he kind of brings it right back down instead of getting kind of elongated up with it. But it replicates the weight. We'll make our DBs backpedal and come back down into it. That's a good rep right there. All right. Run your feet for 2 or 3 steps. We do these drills almost every day. There's a linebacker there. That's a good rep. But again, we're just kind of putting everything together. Another little piece with it is we're going to do an uppercut drill. All right. Again, this kind of works with the hips, but also is low impact. All right. We get in groups. So we want to see when you get there, part of the contact part of it, right, is getting that violent uppercut. So right there, we want the uppercut, right? We're simulating wrapping up and tackling, but we want the big thing is we want the hits, right? We tell them, look at that. That's a great rep right there. Kind of get that back in a U, kind of a banana shape. All right, another rep right there of it. This is not a good rep. So the same kid that did real good on the popsicle now doesn't have the best tips of this, right? So he kind of jerks his body forward. We want that elongated up, right? Right here, we want to put our peckers into that pad on the ground and really get our hips going. That's better. All right, so making sure all this shows up on film again, right? Well, when are you going to see DB backpedal and come downhill, right? Well, he's done this drill 100 times, right? So tell me that again, that's not the same thing you just saw. A DB backpedal, change direction, come downhill, run through, right? Simple drills, right? That are applicable to the game and what you see. I think it's a big deal when they can show up and your kids feel comfortable in what they're supposed to do. And kid, we send them on a corner blitz, full speed, run right through them, right? Popsicle and the uppercut. Run through. All right, we like our Mike linebacker here. This is like the people say you never have a perfect profile straight up tackle. This one pretty much was. We like him to not stop his feet and wait. He's got some bad habits with that sometimes, but he's a great player. Right now, I want him to go kill the quarterback, right? Don't wait on him. But tell me this is not the popsicle pad. That is the popsicle pad drill to a T.